Hey y'all, so here we are back at the garage, and well, it snowed, so we are having a snow day. And I figured that I'd take the chance to talk about something that is pretty important, and I haven't really shared with anybody yet. So, on the end of the month, the end of November, back into December 1st, I was working on. I lost my wallet and driver's license and everything, and I was looking on at getting everything renewed, which meant finding all of the uh, what's it called? Finding all of the getting the birth certificate, social security card, and all of that together. So, um, what I did was why is that doing that? Anyway, so anyway, what ended up happening was I got my social security or my birth certificate from San Diego, and I had my DD-214 luckily on my phone. I was able to print that out, and I had mail and everything else to prove my identity. And I set up an appointment to go into the DMV at Utah so I could pay them the penalties that I had to renew my license and get and you know become a legal driver. And I walk in, and in order to get your veterans endorsement on your license, you have to take a DD-214 in anyway. So I just assumed it's DD-214 is a federal document, proves who I am, along with birth certificate. It should be enough proof of identity. And so I go in, and the lady says, "Well, I can't do anything for you. I need a social security card." I said, "Well, you know, I don't have a social security card, and I can't get a social security card because I don't have an ID." And she says, "Well, I'm sorry, there's nothing I could do. You need to have a social security card in order to get your ID." And I was like, "But you can't get a social security card without an ID." So I left upset, walked back in. I was like, "What do I have to do with my ID?" And they gave me a temporary ID because I had had an ID in Utah in the past, in order to go get my Social Security card, or at least a receipt from Social Security that says that my ID is mine, or come in with the W 2. Now, that is where I got a little bit concerned because it was either or, and a W 2 form is easy. It's one of the easiest things to documents that you could modify online. Like anybody could print out a W 2 online. So it just kind of seemed wrong, and they wouldn't accept my DD 214. But anyway, so a week later, I go to St. George, get my Social Security, or at least apply for my Social Security card, and get the receipt from Social Security Administration on proving that my Social Security number is mine. And I go down to the St. George DMV, and the lady behind the counter tells me that she couldn't do nothing for me. She went and talked to her manager, and the manager said that there was nothing they could do. That they had to have a Social Security card. I, I got angry, so I got on the phone with I started making phone calls, and among the phone calls I made was to Senator Lyman and one to Representative. I'm sorry, to one to Representative Lyman and one to Senator Owen. And uh, a lot of people make comments about our representatives and the people that we have in office, saying they're in office to look out for themselves and don't really care about the small guy, don't really care about what's going on, making up laws just to make up laws. Um, that's untrue. It's not the truth. It's in no way true. Uh, Senator Owen and Representative Lyman are excellent men. They went above and beyond to help me out in this license situation because it was a matter of lack of training. Um, it the three or the two of them working with the director of DLD finally was able to get my license. I they took well the senator and representative both took 2 days of their own time to well actually 2.5 days of their own time in order to help me out. Now for politicians, I suppose that's not really normal or expected, or that's not what people think of when they hear about politicians and whatnot. And um, I just wanted people to know my own personal experience with these two is above and beyond. They didn't ignore my phone calls. They didn't let my pleas for help fall off to the side. They stepped up to the plate and they did all they could. And that says a lot. So if you have any doubts next time we're out voting and who you want to vote for, if you really want people in office that actually care about people in Utah, that actually care about the way that people are treated in Utah, and how ran, and whether or not it's actually ran for the people, by the people, or if it's ran by government, they stepped up. They prevented. They pointed out the flaws in the law or the rulings or the rules that the driver's license division have set aside for their guidelines on what they should follow and how people should obtain their licensing. Um, there was a lot of issues that was resolved very quickly because of their interference and their stepping in. I mean, they wonderful men. I've spent quite a bit of time speaking with both of them on the phone, um, and I actually have their cell phone numbers. They're wonderful guys. Uh, uh, Good to know, and no, I won't pass their cell phone numbers out. And no, for everybody's situation, it's probably not the best to reach out to to our executive members. But this was a position, this was a situation where an executive needed to step in, and these two men were fantastic and instrumental on getting things done and done right. So when it comes to politicians that actually care about their community and what's going on in their community, Representative Lyman and Senator Owen are the real deal. Hands down, the real deal. If you have a problem with it, come talk to me. I'll explain it to you in a better way. That's just facts. So hope this helps everybody out on the next voting term, because I can tell you who I'm voting for, hands down. Thanks for listening. See you next time.